Hello everyone, like I said, it's probably not going to be the last video on the Toyota because we're also working on it today. So when you do a big build like this, there's always a potential for something extra. So you need to, just go over the car, check it, make sure things are working as they should be. When you inflate the bags on a car like this, they will expand. They will, when you go over bumps, they'll get bigger and wider. So you need to just check if they're rubbing or not. So you just be able to look at some witness marks if so. But I've had a brief look underneath and it is pretty sweet under there. Telltale signs is like the whole bag goes like a bit brown, just from dirt. And you'll see like a clean spot where like rubber is touching. Like obviously in the middle of this bag, it's obviously really clean because that's where, materials touch each other. And then you should be able to see like hard edges touching stuff, but you just got to make sure. We've got loads of clearance around the bag. This has got like 130 psi in it in the minute, so that's probably as much pressure as it'll ever go through. But yeah, let's just check for little things like that. And I learned back in the day that depending on the bag, a lot of the time sleeve bags, if you're running them at high pressure, they will expand like 3 weeks later. So I learned that on my old Mercedes. I had an S124. That's not an S124, but it's a Mercedes. I put sleeve bags on it, filled them up. It was sweet. Checked it on the ramp. It was sweet. 3 weeks later, popped the bag. I was like, that's weird because it wasn't rubbing anywhere. Got underneath and the bag was like 3 times the size of what it was before. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why they expanded so much. Probably because there was so much weight on these sleeve bags. Another reason why you should always go double bellow, because they're just better in every aspect. But yeah, just double check your shit. On the back, loads of clearance. We are winners here, absolutely winners. So that is good. Happy days. I've probably only done about 5 miles in this, which is not enough for a proper test drive. You want to drive it quite a bit, but promising looks. Now the main reason it's on the ramp is to fix an oil leak, which, to be honest, it's coming out of everywhere. Well, it's working, it's charging. I think I've sorted the oil leak it's got. We go on our actual maiden voyage. Yeah, every time you air it out, then drop it back to the floor, pick it back up again, comes up with a voltage low. So I'm going to air it out and see if it is actually charging or is pulling too much voltage. So I'm going to drop it on the floor, air it out, bring it back up, see if the compressor stays on constantly or it keeps cutting out because it's voltage low. I think it's actually filled. It's been running for about 40 minutes now with a dead battery. So it should have died by now, but it's working. It's looking good so far. Wish me luck. Cruising, mate. He absolutely loves it. This car is so hard to drive with this thing. This thing is like completely worn out. Sometimes you get to a junction and it just jams itself up and you can't get it into any gear. It's really hard work. But We're going steady. This car, it's so slow, but it works. It does work. I've kind of got used to the knack of the gears now. You just have to be really slow, otherwise it's like, nope, not happening, not happening. And I don't know how many miles I'm doing because it just stays on 50,000 miles and that's it. I don't go any faster than this, to be honest. I wish it was summer. That's our drive height. We've got a little bit of an arch gap over every single tyre. Obviously we could drive it lower, but I'm on some terrible roads. It drives really nice. So we've got those compact double bellows, which are usually a little bit of a more higher pressure anyway, paired with the double wishbones as well as that. It drives really nice for that. Like if you had those pressures on like your standard like Mark IV Golf or Polo or whatever, you'd be shattering your teeth right now. But I don't know if it's the bags or this extremely comfy bench seat we got in the front here, but I'm comfy, I'm cruising, I'm laying back, having a great time. There's no seatbelts in this thing obviously, but I like it a lot. I've actually put a deposit down on a very similar car to this, same era, the suspension is almost identical underneath, and yeah, I think you guys will like it. It's probably a really silly purchase. I know I've already got projects on the go, but this car that I've put a deposit on, I say that, I actually have. It's, it could be a very bad idea or a very good idea. Tomorrow I'm going to look at it, and I'm just hoping it's okay. It's kind of hard to tell if it drives better than standard because I never drove it before, but Ryan will be able to tell me when we film the actual video for Airlift. Well, that'll be the first time he's driven the car, and he'll be able to tell me if it's better or not. I assume it is because it came in on the bump stops. So yeah, I'm assuming now it's probably a lot better than it was beforehand. That shoot's happening in like November time, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go to my local car shop and show them what's happening. I've probably done about 20 miles now, so it's alright. It's not bad. There you go. Let's just hope it starts now. If it starts, we can confirm it's actually charging. Yes! Yes! Winners! Nice. Another thing, I always set the preset higher than it needs to be. So obviously it goes up to 100, but it won't lift as high as 100 psi should be. So if it's technically 80 psi height, but 100 psi straight from the floor, then you'll get the desired height that you want. If you put 80 psi, it wouldn't lift to where you want it to. So I always put the presets higher than what I actually want it to be. Otherwise you have to go all the way up to come down, if that makes sense. I'm on 50 psi. It drives low. Oh, that's so good. guy behind me is flashing me. Obviously loads of sparks coming out my back. The only thing on the front that actually touches the floor is the subframe. The engine is well above the subframe. That's reversed, don't do that. But obviously I got loads of clearance on the wheel, so don't rub any of the tyres on the front. But yeah, that's sick. That is gonna be sick for rollers. 50 PSI, that was like this far away from the ground, man. I was driving on a flat road. That was gonna look savage. I'm on the bypass now. So sick. Take it shopping. I gotta get my grubby fingerprints off the back of this tank. That's not a good look. Small car. So good. It's so small. It's so small. That is the low roll-in drive height, which I can bring the back up and the front down a little bit, but that's from the floor. Hang on, let me change it. So if you look at that, that's our low roll-in drive height from the floor up. So you press it once and you can see it's like just touching the top of the lip, just under the lip, just touching the top, right? If we go all the way up, right, then go down to our low drive height. See, they're a lot higher. So if you click on 100 all round, this is a safe drive height for back roads and normal. Really high. If you bring it down to super low drive height on the motorway, which is a couple of mil off the ground, hang on, I need to edit the back because that is not low enough. Front's good. That's the subframe nearly on the floor. See? And let me just edit that lowest one. I'm gonna put 40 on the rear. 40 on the rear, and then 50 on the front. And then you go all the way up to 100, which is what you would be driving on. Get onto the motorway. Cruising. That still needs to be a bit lower on the back. Let me fix that. 35, 35, 50. Cruising, safe height. See a boy on the motorway, air it out for him. There you go, ride height sorted. Yeah, presets are everything and how to use them, especially for low driver heights and stuff like that. There's nothing worse than airing out to where you think it looks low and you're nose down. So I'm gonna get my little brother to see if we can film a little roller going past. Might take some persuading because he doesn't like leaving his room. Here you go.
Why do you have to record it now?
Record some driving. I got Jake to film me. Got him out of his hellhole for a little while. Okay, don't put it in my face. We're gonna drop him off at the side of the road. And you're gonna film us going down the road so we can see how low it is. So Jake's mates can watch the videos on YouTube. And they're right, Jake?
Yeah.
You can't speak.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Miserable teenager.
No, I just don't feel well.
Got work on that drive home. He wasn't filming then. He wasn't filming.
So?
I want you to film where opposite the bus stop is. Stop filming now. Wait till I get there.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Good.
Well, it started raining outside and the bloody alternator's not charging again. So it's kind of a coincidence, but the voltage is low unless you're revving it. I didn't charge the battery and it was just charging itself, so I'm not much sure what the problem is. Isn't that right, Jake?
Yeah.
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 We're going home now. You can go sit in your hellhole again.
Actually, it's called the front room.
Whatever. Oh, and I turned the lights on. I turned the lights on and it's now pulling loads of current. Ah. It's an old car, I'm not quite sure what the problem is. Oh, it's in gear. Thanks, Jake.
What a melt.
Man, that's cool. That is so cool. You see, we have some minor electrical difficulties, but I'm sure that'll be fixed in due course. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for the end of this video. That was a much successful test drive. Things are working. Obviously, there is something wrong with the alternator, clearly, because I don't know if it's wet or the headlights, but as soon as I put the headlights on and it was raining, it came up with the voltage lows. Maybe the alternator is just not putting out enough power, or it is literally just getting wet and not enjoying life. But I don't know. We'll see. Much successful day. Another video filmed. Hope you enjoy that. Catch you in the next one.